Now, I need to make this very clear to everybody watching this video. I have never received explicit images from any underage individual. I have never sent explicit images to any underage individual. I have never made travel arrangements with ulterior motives with any underage individual. I have never been touched in any shape or form any underage individual. And I have never had conversations with only the intention to groom an underage individual or take advantage of them. Anything you may have heard or seen that suggests otherwise is a lie. In terms of the future of this channel, I will be returning to make content.
I guess you are banned, right? Yeah, I guess you are.
Yeah,
You're just straight up banned. Yeah,
I'm definitely banned.
I mean, honestly, I think it's kind of hard to not get banned from Smash at this point.
Yeah.
You know? It sounds kind of bad to say it that way, but it's kind of just true. I just feel like whenever I come back to making videos, there's always some form of drama or some form of very negative feedback that comes along.
In recent years, one of the biggest communities in gaming, the Super Smash Bros. Community, found itself spiraling down a dark path of controversy and terrible allegations. The community pretty much imploded once everything was brought to light and exposed around July 2020. Today, the competitive Smash community is a shell of its former self after many of its main competitors were outed for some pretty horrible things. In July 2020, numerous allegations of misconduct arose, accusing over 125 members of the Smash community, including some of the game's most well-known professional players, commenters, tournament organizers, and content creators. Many of the accused were indefinitely banned from entering tournaments, isolated, and removed from the community altogether. Today, we will take a deep dive into the story of one of these banned content creators in particular. Without further ado, let's get into the curious case of ZeRo, one of the most controversial figures in the Super Smash Bros. Community. ZeRo is a 29-year-old former professional Smash player and streamer from Chile. During his prime, he was considered to be the best Super Smash Bros. For Wii U player in the entire world. Before the release of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, aka Smash 4, ZeRo was a top-ranked Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Project M player. From November 2014 to October 2015, ZeRo achieved a record-breaking 56 consecutive tournament wins, including EVO 2015 and the Big House 5. ZeRo's best-known characters are Diddy Kong in Smash 4, Meta Knight in Brawl, Pit in Project M, and Fox in Melee. ZeRo is the only player to have ever earned more than $100,000 playing Smash 4 competitively. Now, as a kid, ZeRo was bullied badly. Due to his family's financial hardship and personal anxiety, ZeRo dropped out of school for 3 years. After receiving a GameCube, he took this time to play speedruns on Super Mario Sunshine and Super Smash Bros. Melee with his older sister. In 2006, ZeRo entered a Melee tournament in his Chilean hometown at a local game store. He competed in these tournaments regularly, and in the following years, ZeRo traveled around the world between Chile, Argentina, and the US to compete in Smash tournaments. In 2012, ZeRo began competing in professional esports events including Apex. Just 2 years later, in early 2014, he was earning about $40,000 a year from prize money, sponsorships, and Twitch streams. By 2016, ZeRo was a household name, beloved by the entire Smash community, and considered to be the best Smash 4 player in the entire world. In January 2018, hours after ZeRo was ranked #1 in the world once again by Panda Global, in a 3-page statement, he announced his hiatus from competitive Smash. In his statement, he expressed his need to escape his toxic relationship with Smash that had been dominating his life for the past 3.5 years. Part of his statement said, "I've always been very competitive and goal-oriented individual. I came from an environment in which I had pretty much nothing. To live the American dream. I always wanted to be the best player in the world in Smash. It was what I wanted the most in life. I sacrificed pretty much every single aspect of my life to achieve such a thing. I cut time, friends, hobbies, and even my emotions at some point to accomplish this. It is the thing I've worked the hardest on and my most proudest achievement in life. That's the level of commitment that it took to accomplish my dream." ZeRo continues streaming on Twitch, temporarily returned to Smash Ultimate, and signed an exclusive streaming rights deal with Facebook. In July 2020, serious accusations against ZeRo began flooding into the Smash community and spread like wildfire. These allegations included sexting minors when he was 19. In 2014, ZeRo allegedly asked Katie, a 14-year-old girl, to do something inappropriate that I can't say on YouTube or this video would be smited, and told her to take pictures while doing it. On July 3rd, 2020, Katie posted a series of allegations against ZeRo in a TwitLonger post titled, "Dear ZeRo Wandering, all I wanted was an apology." The post detailed several alleged instances of ZeRo sending manipulative and suggestive messages to Katie when she was 14 years old. The same day, ZeRo announced that he would be officially retiring from professional competition and ending all of his sponsorships. He confessed to all of the allegations and said he is banning himself from all future Smash events. In a now deleted TwitLonger, ZeRo ZeRo admitted to sending horrendous messages to girls as young as 14 when he was 19, and said that this was due to his social awkwardness and lack of judgment at the time. He wrote, "I want to start by taking ownership and apologize to Jisoo, Katie, and Leffen for my actions. While the intent was not malicious on my end, I understand that the impact my actions had on others caused pain that I did not intend." He also wrote, "Katie, the screenshots you guys were wondering about, the ice thing, it's true. The claims that Katie makes are true in general. There are no graphic pictures of anything of the sort, but it's unforgivable regardless. I want to be clear about it here. ZeRo confessed to another encounter with a minor named Laura. ZeRo claimed he didn't know Laura was underage at the time because she lied about her age, but she contacted him years later to tell him the truth. ZeRo wrote, "Years later, she contacted me and said she was actually underage. I apologized to her privately recently and told her I feel absolutely terrible about it. There's no graphic pictures or anything either that were exchanged, and she's from another country. I really want to atone, and I just want this discussion to stop. I'm not a good person, and it doesn't matter how terrible my life was. I did terrible things, and that's the end of it. I don't deserve for people to defend me." ZeRo also said he would no longer be uploading to his YouTube channel, which had over 1 million subscribers at the time. He told his fans not to forgive him and said he wasn't going to forgive himself either. The same day, Temple Storm, a big esports sponsor, announced that they would be severing ties with ZeRo. Sponsors like these would pay for ZeRo's flights, tournaments, hotel rooms, and gave him a huge salary. But all of these benefits were wiped away in seconds when they severed ties with him due to the allegations. Temple Storm released an official statement addressing the ZeRo situation on their Twitter account. They wrote, "We have been closely monitoring the developments of the various accusations and misconduct directed at our player Gonzalo Barrios, better known as ZeRo. After initially reviewing the statements of the brave victims who stepped forward to bring this to our attention, we immediately initiated a comprehensive internal investigation during which ZeRo confessed to these allegations. While we appreciate ZeRo's transparency, we will be severing ties with him going forward. In an effort to help our fellow community members recover from their pain, we will be extending an offer to provide professional support for each of the victims involved who have shared their stories. We will also be connecting ZeRo with professional counsel and other rehabilitation resources to ensure this behavior does not happen again in the future." Jisoo was another one of ZeRo's alleged victims who came forward. ZeRo and Jisoo were both former residents of the Sky House, a series of homes rented in Southern California by a popular YouTuber and pro Smash player, Sky Williams. Jisoo also accused many members of the Smash community who stayed in these homes of misconduct and assault that allegedly took place in the homes. Jisoo responded to ZeRo's twitlonger with this tweet. "After 2 twitlongers, blatant lying, and several attempts of damage control via messaging figureheads and victims only for you to realize you're finally screwed, you finally fess up. Except this isn't all of it. I'll be releasing my statement and everyone's accounts soon." Jisoo then released a 64-page document outlining numerous allegations in the Smash community and a number of screenshots that allegedly depicted conversations between ZeRo and Katie. In her document, Jisoo also made her own allegations against ZeRo. She said that in Sky Williams' house, ZeRo allegedly showed her corn, hentai, and Craigslist ads for S workers when she was only 15 years old. Jisoo said she received death threats after making these claims. Facebook followed suit with Temple Storm by severing ties with ZeRo on July 5th, and Twitch did as well on July 22nd and permanently banned him. ZeRo had over 500,000 followers on the Twitch platform before his ban. ZeRo also released this statement on his YouTube channel addressing the allegations. "Hey, I'm currently into therapy for a lot of reasons, and I'm seeking help in a lot of ways to improve myself any way that I can. I've read your comments, and I've felt your anger, and you have every right to be. I'm sorry for everything. To the people I hurt, and to you guys for betraying you. I may make a solid update video sometime in the future talking about everything and to show you meaningful progress when I feel I'm mentally ready. I don't know how to end this message, but I'll leave it at that. Take care." After months of silence, on March 25th, 2021, ZeRo's ex-girlfriend at the time, Vanessa, announced on Twitter that he had attempted to unalive himself earlier, and he was currently being treated and cared for at a hospital. In a now-deleted tweet, Vanessa wrote, "Humans are more than their mistakes, especially when they've put out more good in this world. I'll always love you even if we're not together, and I pray that you see the light." She attached a photo from an outdoor security camera of paramedics and an individual on a stretcher, allegedly ZeRo. Leffen, another big name in the Smash community, replied to Vanessa and wrote, "Really sad to hear that. Hope he gets the help he needs."
Flashback. 12 o'clock midnight.
The real hero here isn't me. And honestly, I've been struggling with feelings of guilt because I've gained a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers, and attention because of these awful things happening. I never could have imagined that they would do such disgusting things. And then instead of apologizing or owning up to what they did, they try to lie and manipulate people instead.
Meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab.
A day after Jisoo posted her allegation, Leffen, purely out of the goodness of his own heart, posted an entirely fabricated story to make Jisoo's look more credible. But it's okay because he did it as his friend. In this story, he accuses ZeRo of looking at hentai with Japanese players he had just met at Apex when he was a minor, when in actuality, they were looking at fully clothed waifus. I'm not going to reveal the identity of the Japanese player who corroborated ZeRo's story simply because he wishes to remain anonymous. But if Leffen would like to have even one person involved back him up, he's more than welcome to do so. But he's not going to because no one agrees with him. Well, maybe except for Lima, who wasn't even there.
The fact that we are getting them out of the community is the best possible thing that could happen. And I truly believe that.
End of flashback.
Vicky Kitty, a big gaming commentator, also replied, "I'm so sorry. I hope things get better with the help he gets. No one deserves to go through this." On April 26, 2021, ZeRo updated the Smash community through his Instagram that he was out of the hospital and successfully recovered, and had no intention to attempt suicide again. On November 16th, 2021, ZeRo returned to YouTube with a video stating that he was returning to creating content and retracting his previous admission. This time, ZeRo took a firm stand against many of the allegations he previously admitted to. In ZeRo's video titled "My Response to Allegations," he said, "I want to make this very clear to everybody watching. I never received explicit images from an underage individual. I never sent explicit images to an underage individual. I never made travel arrangements with ulterior motives with an underage individual. I never was touched or touched any underage individual. I never had a conversation with the intention to groom an underage individual or to take advantage of them." He said it seemed easier to apologize rather than fight it any longer after seeing how vicious people were being towards him, and he called staying silent a tremendous mistake. According to ZeRo, he only made the confession he made and accepted accusations as facts because his tweetlongers were allegedly suicide letters written during a tremendous mental breakdown. He said he would no longer address the situation publicly and would be focusing on creating new content. He also received legal counsel and was in the middle of multiple lawsuits.
Hey everyone, it's been a long time since I've talked to you guys on this channel. As you may have heard, I was involved in some big allegations as of last year, and since then I have not uploaded to this channel. I have taken a break from social media and I pretty much just up and disappear. In this video, I want to clear the air about that and what the next steps are for this channel and me in general. To start off, you probably heard of all of this from a document made by Jisoo, which was then later spread by multiple media outlets. This document contains a very large amount of lies, falsehoods, big exaggerations, and honestly, it is nothing more than a piece to assassinate my character and ruin my image to the general public. A common misconception is that I have been framed as a liar and that I lied in all of my Twitter statements. This is not true. The reason I seem to switch stances is simply because at the time, I did not have proper evidence, witnesses that came forward later, and I just did not have the full picture in front of me. I also lost a lot of faith in if the public will actually believe my side of the story, seeing how vicious people were during that period of time. Since at the time, I pretty much only had my word and memory to defend myself, I figure it will be a lot easier to just apologize than to fight it. Obviously, now that I put it that way, I made a tremendous mistake. You have also probably heard of a so-called confession for my part. Simply put, this document is nothing more than a suicide letter that I wrote during a tremendous mental breakdown. I had fully planned to take my life right after posting that document because I pretty much lost all faith in that scenario. Seeing so many of my close friends deciding to take the situation, to throw me under the bus for personal gain, seeing how people were reacting in general, and me just feeling like I could not defend myself properly, pretty much took the last bit of hope that I had left, and I decided not just to give up, but to sabotage myself on purpose. If you have been watching my content for years now, it should be no surprise that I have been rather open about my mental struggles and depression in general. This is not my first fight with suicide, and for a long time, I have been really struggling with that line. But after taking time to reflect and think properly and review all of the evidence that came forward later on, I realized this was a big plot to assassinate my character and just destroy my life. Since then, I have retained legal counsel to take the necessary steps to deal with this scenario, and I'm also in the middle of a lawsuit with some of the involved parties in this case. This case is also more complicated than other cases because there's a lot of people involved. Some of the parties are completely anonymous, and this all makes taking the right steps extremely difficult. I am doing my best, but it is not easy. Now, I need to make this very clear to everybody watching this video. I have never received explicit images from any underage individual. I have never sent explicit images to any underage individual. I have never made travel arrangements with ulterior motives with any underage individual. I have never been touched or touched in any shape or form any underage individual. And I have never had conversations with only the intention to groom an underage individual or take advantage of them. Anything you may have heard or seen that suggests otherwise is a lie. In terms of the future of this channel, I will be returning to make content. I do not represent a danger or harm to anybody, and I do have the right to utilize my platforms and make the content that I want to make. People have the choice, not the obligation, to watch or support my content if they wish to do so. Change and reflection already happened many years ago, and I am a completely different person than when I was 19 years of age. Today, I'm married. I'm about to be 27. I want to start a family. I want to support the people that have been good to me, that are close to me. I want to entertain people. I want to chase my passion of creating content and making people laugh. And I just want to live my life.
A commentary YouTuber named Technicals uploaded a now privated video to his channel in an attempt to prove ZeRo's innocence. ZeRo shared this new YouTube video to Twitter and wrote, "I'm not a threat to anybody and can use my platforms. I do not feel comfortable on Twitter and don't know if I'll continue using this platform. Time will tell. Follow me on Instagram if you like updates. Thank you." ZeRo also shared Technical's video and tweeted, "Technical's video, which goes over the case in depth and covers everything, must be watched in full to understand." On November 30th, 2021, ZeRo sued his former roommate Jisoo for defamation regarding the allegations she made against him in 2020. Jisoo allegedly defamed ZeRo by claiming that he and Vanessa started dating when he was 20 and she was 15, and that he later allegedly physically abused her. ZeRo and his attorney said in the lawsuit that ZeRo and Vanessa are 31 months apart in age and that he never physically abused Vanessa. Jisoo also allegedly defamed ZeRo by claiming that ZeRo solicited explicit videos from a 14-year-old girl and offered to fly another underage girl to events to perform inappropriate acts. ZeRo and his attorney also denied he ever showed Jisoo S-work listings on Craigslist or hentai while living together, and claimed that Craigslist banned those advertisements in 2010. In a now deleted tweet, Jisoo responded to the lawsuit. Jisoo asked her followers to donate to a GoFundMe that would be used to cover expenses for the lawsuit she was facing. She wrote, "Last year, I used my platform to expose him. He admitted to it, but now denies it and claims he lost his career because of me, not because he's a pedo. It is truly depressing that it's come to this. I'm angry, I'm tired, but mostly I am disappointed. Disappointed that those who abuse others cannot accept the consequences of their own actions, and disappointed in those who continue to support them." On September 9th, 2022, ZeRo announced that a settlement had been reached in the lawsuit. He uploaded a video to his channel called "The Lawsuit Is Over." In the video, ZeRo shows a joint statement from himself and Jisoo. He apologized to Jisoo for his role in her feeling harassed and demeaned. Jisoo retracted her previous allegations about the age ZeRo and Vanessa started dating and her allegations of him abusing her. Also a part of the settlement, Jisoo retracted and deleted all of her previous allegations made against ZeRo, including her 64-page document.
Actually, it's been such a long time since I've actually stepped onto camera and recorded anything that it almost feels a little weird. But nonetheless, hello everyone. It's honestly been a while. I have been putting a lot of work during the time that I have been away from YouTube. And today I'm finally ready to share with you guys some good news. In the last big video I made, which spoke about the allegations to my name, I mentioned that I was launching a lawsuit. That lawsuit is now fully concluded. The details can be viewed in this document on screen right now, which you can pause the video and take a look at that. But to summarize, the document in which all of the allegations made to my name has now been fully deleted. However, this document has been deleted by the person who made it, Jisoo, as part of this legal conclusion. So pretty much to put it bluntly, that movie with that individual is fully resolved at this point in time. We are not meant to address the topic further, and I kindly ask everyone watching to just not go and harass any party involved in this, especially her, because now this is just fully resolved. To follow up on the topic of allegations, I am aware that there are further allegations made to my name by an individual that goes of the name of Katie. To my knowledge, this individual, Katie, made their statement with the assistance of Jisoo and also included their statement in the bigger document that Jisoo created. To be fully transparent, I have been pursuing this individual for a while to be able to fully resolve the issue through the appropriate legal channels. However, we believe that this individual is intentionally avoiding any sort of contact with my legal team. Because of this, I am unable to fully resolve the issue properly through the legal channel. However, I do have additional evidence to defend myself with, but this evidence is being reserved for legal purposes should this issue come up again in a court of law. Essentially, I don't want my life to be held up by allegations made by a completely anonymous individual. To further clarify, allegations that I fully deny, and their biggest allegation which claims soliciting, there is no evidence for. Moving on from all of this, my plan is to continue moving forward making content. I would also be formally appealing my ban to Twitch. They actually indefinitely banned me from the events of 2020. They never really gave me a chance to defend myself, and I feel like I should not be banned anymore. It has always been important for me to do well by my platform, and it's not right that people say I abused my platform during the era of these allegations. Just to clarify, the allegations are dated to 2014 when I was 19. Now today, I'm a few months away from being 28. Back then, I did not have a sizable platform. Finally, to get this off my chest, I think Leffen is still the biggest perpetrator in my entire situation. He lied in a story to make me look worse in a critical moment, a story in which I have witnesses in person who were there to witness what actually happened. Witnesses who have made statements to say that Leffen was lying. And these are not random players. These are well-established top players in Japan. He also made a video that got over 1 million views, tarnishing my name and profiting off of it as well. He also tried to make himself sound as one of my great friends just to validate his claims further. And despite being somebody that at every single turn in this entire situation kept trying to bury me down, kept trying to make sure I was well below multiple feet underground, he still had the audacity to act as if he cared. When I made an attempt to take my life and I was in the hospital, he has the audacity to go on Twitter and make a comment and pretend he cared, when he himself is one of the largest drivers to that scenario, getting as much bad attention and as big of a hate mob possible. And that is what all the tweets, all the videos, all the streams he made covering my situation. To this day, all he's done is ignore the situation. He's never offered any type of remorse or any type of apology whatsoever. And he even went as far as signing over his false story as evidence against my legal matters. If that's not something, then I don't know what it is.
To this day, ZeRo has not been able to appeal his Twitch ban, but he continues to upload on YouTube and currently has 825,000 subscribers. ZeRo continues to try to revive his online presence and pulls a good amount of views. It ruffled a lot of people's feathers when ZeRo recently held a YouTube Smash tournament and only invited Smash players who are currently banned on Twitch. So it was pretty controversial to say the least.
The channel has been getting more views. I feel like the community support from you guys has been completely outstanding, and I'm very, very thankful for that. But I am definitely noticing that the better I feel like I am doing, the more the opposition against me grows. From talking to a lot of people, there's actually a lot of people that are very interested in playing in my tournaments. There are current top players, some of the best players in the world actually, that would love to play in my tournaments because they have no problems with me personally. They don't even think what happened is that big of a deal from words that they have used with me. But the reality is that they're scared that if they play, they're going to get banned from tournaments. The thing that really gets me though is that I'm starting to see people on Twitter outright lie. For example, there was this one guy that made a thread where he basically implies that I'm going to be hosting my tournaments as an excuse to just host all the banned players and purposely try to maliciously host tournaments that only have criminals or something like that, when I literally say within the first minute of my original video, that's not the point. And I even said that on multiple comments. I've been very clear about that. I don't mind if people don't like me. I'm past the point where I'm past the point where I believe that everyone should just be a fan of me and just like me because I'm a great person. I'm a decent person at best. Everyone has their flaws. I am no different. But if you're gonna dislike me, at least dislike me for things that make sense, or at least for the truth, right? Don't make up things. Don't make up things and lies to make other people dislike me or be able to run a headline on an article of something that doesn't happen, because then the headline becomes ZeRo, the banned player criminal, is hosting tournaments for criminals, you know, and it just makes everybody look terrible. You know, that's not what's actually happening, right? That's just false. And the reason I want to make these videos is because I want these things to be known, and I want you guys to know that even though all of this is going on, I am not going to stop. I am going to continue pushing forward, and I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to make it the best it can be.
But this has been the curious case of ZeRo. Have you ever heard about this insane situation? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help us get a bit closer to 200,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.